Hello and welcome to another episode of Crop Roadshow. For this episode, the individual crops only have one specific trait that they're bred for, traditionally. As such, this trait will be how we will evaluate the individual plants. Now on to the show. Our first cultivar is called Mara de Bois. Mara de Bois is a highly flavorful strawberry. Known for its wild strawberry flavor, it contains the gene for the peach note found in older strawberry cultivars and wild strawberries. Kevin Folta has been studying this, as seen in an interview linked in the description, and has been tinkering with it to breed new strawberry varieties with improved flavor. Now on to the history. This cultivar was bred in 1991 by the famous fruit breeder Jacques Marinet in France. Although similar in flavor to wild strawberry, Mara de Bois is actually a hybrid between four older European varieties of strawberries. It is a cross between two hybrids, one being a hybrid between Gento and Ostera, and the other being a hybrid between Red Gauntlet and Corona. Due to short shelf life, however, it's only used in small scales in commercial production in France, although it is useful as a home garden plant due to the good disease resistance as well. In 2003, a former physicist, David Shelf, began growing Mara de Bois in a custom-built greenhouse with a specific microclimate allowing for year-round production of these French strawberries. Now on to the next cultivar, Malus flexilis. The next cultivar is a wild clone of the Wasatch mountain Fragaria virginiana subspecies Glauca found in the region of Oregon. This specific individual has been mass-produced through asexual propagation quite often and used for crossbreeding for the day-neutral trait. The day-neutral trait can be best described as phytochromin sensitivity. Traditionally with strawberries, the strawberry plants flower when they are exposed to long days for a set period of time. It's due to the fact that flowering and fruiting, as well as storage organs in certain plants, are triggered by phytochrome. Phytochrome A is formed in the presence of regular red light, while phytochrome B is formed in the presence of high levels of far red light. In strawberries, flowering is triggered when the amount of phytochrome B obtained per night falls below a certain threshold. How large that threshold is varies from plant to plant, hence the wide array of different seasonality for strawberries, with the early to mid-season strawberries such as Sable and Brunswick having a very low threshold to flower. Mid-season to late-season varieties have an even lower threshold, but ultimately, a certain threshold has to be passed in terms of how long the night lasts in order for the strawberry to produce fruit. Once the night length increases by X amount, it reverts to vegetative growth only. This creates the strawberry season effectively, with a short duration of flowering and fruiting, and a long period of vegetative growth. In day-neutral strawberries, that trait's turned off entirely, leaving the other mechanism for flowering and fruiting to be the primary one. The other mechanism to flowering and fruiting, amongst the two of them, is crop heat units. Somehow plants are able to accumulate temperature, specifically heat, over time, and once that temperature accumulate exceeds a certain threshold, it will flower. These two work in tandem with photoperiod taking precedence. In the absence of photoperiod, crop heat units becomes the primary modus operandi. In such a scenario, there's nothing shutting down flowers except for winter, and in practical terms, flowering starts when the plant gets a certain size. These are day-neutral varieties and reproduce year-round. Examples include Seascape, Albion, and Evie, too. And all three of these are descendant of the Wasatch mountain Fragaria virginiana subspecies Glauca. Numerous sources of this day-neutral trait have been found over the years, but the above-mentioned strain has had the most success in incorporating this trait into the domesticated strawberry germplasm. Indeed, only a few generations of backcrossing perfectly suited commercial strawberries were developed. The only drawback of this wild species is temperatures above 30 degrees Celsius when it's in flower tend to depress fruit production, and several breeding attempts have been done successfully to breed out this trait, utilizing the derivative cultivars. Due to this ability to give out that trait, I give it a 3 out of 3, and that about covers everything.